Hey guys, I did all those parts for the 64, got those all taken care of, they're gone. He come picked them up. And so I'm getting back on this. So what I did was went ahead and took off the main cap and a rod bearing, and get you guys to kind of look at these. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. Now, the good thing is this right here. If I can get this out with one hand. That may not happen. Hold on a second. Alright, so here's the good thing. If that'll show up, that says STD. And I don't think that means venereal disease. I think that means that's standard. So they probably didn't have the crank turned. They probably maybe had it polished or whatever. So I'm hoping that and the crank looks pretty good. So I'm thinking it can be turned 10 or 20 or whatever they turn them. So yeah, let's take a look at the crankshaft and what I got you here. Oh, I'm gonna need a light. Where's my light? All right. So there's the crankshaft, and it's pretty bumpy. You know, doesn't have deep scoring in it, but it's definitely going to need to be turned. And then you can see up there the rod area looks pretty good. It's a little bit, but it's not as bad as that one. But so yeah, and you can see the cam. Probably see the cam up in there. It's discolored. You can see this engine got hot. You can smell it. You can see the pistons up in there. See how discolored they are? My guess is obviously it got hot. That's why they put that aluminum radiator in it. And so yeah, it needs something done to it. So as bad as I don't want to, I'm probably going to end up building this motor. Didn't really want to do that, but I don't want to put it back together and run it, especially because this is the original motor. Why I say that, right there it says GM 70. This is a 1970 motor. Everything else in this whole truck is completely factory that I've seen so far, like literally everything. Here's my this is the original. That's the original owner's manual. Came with the truck. That's from 1970. And right here is my parts identification, whatever it is. It tells you what the truck came out with and all that kind of stuff. Well, if you look, 350 cubic inch V8 engine. That's what it came with. Power steering, blah blah blah, heavy duty radiator, you know, all the stuff. 4-speed transmission. So this is more than likely, this whole truck is very original. So I want to keep it that way. So I don't want to jack this motor up by running all that garbage. You know, I can clean that out, but there's still garbage been pumped through it. So and it's metal. I mean, every time that metal's running through there, it's scoring on that crankshaft, and you know the bearing's not that big a deal, but the crankshaft is a big deal. The camshaft looks pretty rough, like it, you know, it's got hot and worn and the whole thing, but So I'm going to put this, put my rod main caps back on, put the oil pan back on it, and I'm going to jerk this thing up out of here and put it on a stand over in the corner until I can come up with however much money to have it machined and fixed and all that kind of stuff, and I'll figure out a way to get this truck in and out. May get a winch and do something here, try to, you know, winch it in and out for now while I'm working on that. But in the meantime, you know, as money comes in, I'll start tinkering on this. My plan is to put roller rocker or roller lifters in it and a roller camshaft, because my guess is because we talked about the zinc additives and all that kind of stuff, and having flat tappet cam and the new oils that don't really like the flat tappet cams and all that kind of stuff, it's destroying these old motors unless you're running the zinc or whatever. I know it's debatable back and forth, but regardless, the roller cam takes that option off the table. You know, I mean, you don't have to worry about using extra zinc and all that other stuff anymore with the rollers, from what I understand. So I know it's a little more expensive, but for the peace of mind and having this built and built correctly, I think that'll be the way to go. So I'll probably up the horsepower on this a little bit, just not a lot. I'm nothing stupid, but just, you know, to where it has a little bit more grunt than it did probably from the factory. But other than that, yeah, I'll probably keep it relatively mild. So, all right, that's going to be it for now today. Probably I'm going to put all this stuff back together and get to pulling some exhaust and pulling the bell housing bolts and whatever else I got to pull off. I got to get this hood off here too, so I got to figure out how to do that. Probably have to get my wife to come out and help me get this thing off. But anyway, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll holler at you guys later.